Hello and welcome to a mostly serious, probably not serious at all, light and fluffy, sexy as all hell episode of Degenerate Nation Podcast with Wendy, starring Wendy and sometimes Andy. We're gonna talk about medicine, medical things, so if you like getting turned on by medical ailments, here you go with Wendy. Okay, what's on your medical mind, Wendy?
Hi, Daddy. Yeah,
Yeah.
pills. Lots of pills.
Pills. We love pills. We love pills. We
Yeah, we
hate
do.
pills. We like pills. Pills are good. Pills are bad. Pills are what's up. Pills are in the news. Pills are on TV. Pills are in our bodies. Let's go. What's new?
Pills are up our butts.
Pills need to be
Definitely.
boofed. Boofing antidepressants for the first time is a gorgeous, enriching experience. I feel like before you completely give up on whatever mental health medication you're thinking it doesn't work. Have you tried boofing? Have you tried it? Try boofing those depressing antidepressants, and it might change you. Like it's an experiment. You might as well go straight up the alley, right? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Please don't do that.
Why not? Why not? Why not? This is like my very first time ever taking them. So if I start
hmm
rectally, why couldn't I just keep it going?
If you start rectally, you always finish orally. Always.
Ooh. Okay. Now I'm turned on. Now I'm
Taking
interested.
pills, ass to mouth. Take those pills, ass to mouth.
Okay. All right. All right. Stop. I can get my
Was
pills ready
depressed
here.
and now I'm not because I took those pills, ass to mouth. You just
I have no idea. I'm just gonna shake it like a bingo ball
you
here.
could put them in someone
Okay.
else's, put it in hubby's butt, and then like felch him out.
And suck them out. Suck them out.
Yeah.
I could do Ven. Okay.
Taking notes. Taking notes from Daddy.
Venlafaxine.
What's that one?
What? I don't. I have no idea. I was gonna hoping that you would know. What
I do know,
ER?
but I don't.
Why the hell do they have ER after it?
I don't know. What does it say?
Venlafaxine ER.
Extended release.
Oh.
Release.
Oh. Okay.
Release.
Why is she like starting me on a small dose and then ramping me up afterwards? Because it says like take one by mouth. Oh, by mouth. Damn it! It says by mouth.
Hey, it
Can
says
I just
by
scratch
mouth.
it off?
If you ask Daddy might have a different answer. So
Okay, Daddy, I'm
ER is
gonna take
extended
these.
release, not you have to go to the ER. It's extended release.
Oh,
Um,
thank God.
I forgot if it was just ER or is it E/R, but I guess it is just ER. It's extended release, and then so basically it like goes through your body over time, much like depression.
Oh, okay,
It
okay,
mimics
okay.
depression, right? Like, what else is like? Is it what letter does it start with?
A V,
V. Okay.
like victory,
V for
like
victory.
like Venus boner.
Venus boner.
Let's see. Okay. So it also says here, swallow whole or
Mm.
sprinkle capsule contents on small amount of applesauce. It actually says applesauce on my label.
Yeah. No, that sounds delicious. Oh my god,
Oh my
I want
God.
that.
Wow.
I would felch the applesauce. I mean, look, okay,
Okay.
straight up low, like this is good. Whatever it's, we'll talk about what if you want to, what it's like prescribed for. But like, it's exciting, right? It's exciting because you're getting control.
Mhm.
You're taking control of a situation by giving control to science or medicine, but then taking it back if it doesn't work. You're experimenting. See it as not an answer. See it as a tool, basically, because it's so hard if whatever your ailment is or whatever your condition might be. Just in general, talking to our audience, like, I mean, let's face it, if you're listening to this, you found us on the internet. There's a good chance that you're a little off kilter in some traditional way, and that's great because these are our people. And but if you're going through something, then yeah, go talk to a doctor like right away because like for me, it took a lot of experimenting exactly like to get in a better position to know what the hell is going on in my mind and my body. And now I'm at the point where
I
it's like
like
I'm indifferent to it.
positions.
All the positions. I was in every. It's like the medical bludgeoning version of a Kama Sutra. Like your mind is just has to be flexible to like more suffering or better feeling. And it's like you have to know. It's like if you go to the doctor, So this is what it's like. You go to eye doctor, and it's like, you're a little nervous because you don't want to get the wrong prescription. Like you don't want to not be able to see, and then you spend the money, you have to get another test or whatever. I don't know. I get nervous. That video game thing that they use is like really intense, right? It's like the squiggles. It's like choo 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 choo. I'm like, let's go. I'm like fucking strapped in. I'm like, oh, my vision's worse. I know it, but I'm gonna nail these fucking squiggles. But anyways, it's a little different because the better, worse, or the same thing that they go better, worse, or the same. I'd always want to see like an eye doctor porn, by the way. Just like better, worse, or the same. And she's like, same? And he's like, same? It's the same? It's so funny. But here's the thing, like, I feel that you need to be honest because if you're like, hey, I don't think that worked yet, take a journal, take some type of journal down, like whatever you need to do, just be like, felt good, felt bad, felt neutral, come up with a scale. There's probably resources. If you're struggling with moods or your body is making you need an antidepressant for any other reason, because it's weird, like they can work for other things, etc. Like I have a medicine called Effexor, and it like I'm not saying go ask for this thing. I'm just saying it happened to work better than some other ones for me. Doesn't mean it necessarily is great or works perfect, but it's like, hey, this is fine for now, because the real medicine is in your mind's flexibility to try things, to just keep going. Just keep going. If you're, first off, Wendy, if they're struggling,
Yes.
what should they do? If someone's actually listening is actually kind of struggling, what do you think they should do?
Reach out for sure.
Reach out and touch. Yeah, reach out to look up doctors. Seriously, if you need help, I'm not saying like don't. I'm not saying if you get a hold of us, like don't expect something right away, but like I might at least have a suggestion. So we might open the suggestion box for that. But we're not. If you already know how to get a hold of us, get a hold of us. But yeah. I mean, honestly, I've been through this struggle, and it's like I found balances that work for me tremendously. But that's only got me a certain point. The rest is I still have to like work hard at it. So what I'm trying to say to the audience, Wendy, and you, is just like keep an open mind. It literally like is a thing that you're given to when you almost don't have that much of an open mind, but it's like kind of ironic. But like, yeah, open your mind, free your mind, and time to swallow. The pills inside won't leave you hollow, or they will, and you gotta get another one, and that's okay. Just start the process in motion. Don't wait about your mind health. Gotta see your mind's wealth. Boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, boom. Don't put your
And if
feelings
you go
on the shelf.
swimming, make sure you stay in the shallow.
Yeah.
Guess what I have on my back?
What you
See
got?
what I have on my
I
back.
see you got a kitty. See, pet therapy
Yeah,
is
what?
legit. Like art, music, pets. Like surround yourself with things that are constructive. Honestly, like that's like fucking huge.
Oh.
It's huge. It's huge. You
Like a
got
slug, it's a huge slug.
it's a slug and it's coming. Yeah. So Wendy, like, are you kind of nervous about it? Are you kind of mildly enthused, excited? Like
I don't really feel any way about it quite yet.
that's
I'm actually hesitant.
maybe it's working.
I mean, like, it's a new toe in the water for sure.
It is, yeah. You are fully dipping that toe.
Yep. Big toe first.
Oh,
yes,
toes?
The big toe first.
Toes. Oh my! I'm getting distracted. See, I have ADD, but it's not like the fully distractibility one. It's more of the like irritability at things I don't like to do already. But it's not always irritability when you. Sometimes it's like, especially with the other medication, it's like where you're like irritable, but it comes out. It doesn't come out like externally, like in a negative way to people very often at all. It's more like it's just like I've told my doc it's like a squeeze on my brain, and I'm sure some of you out there, if you're still listening to this episode about depressing topics that are actually enlightening, and enlifting isn't my word. I'm saying enlifting. I'm going to say it anyways. Uplifting. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. That must have been the
the squeezing of the brain.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
The squeezing of the brain, instead of it coming out of your mouth, it actually goes inward.
Yeah, it's like it does. The thought it's a feeling instead of becoming a thought that gets expressed is a feeling that just gets felt in like kind of like a dull pain, but for your brain. if that makes sense. It's
I
just
hate dull brain pain.
it's not throbbing, like it's not like a sudden thing like an ice cream headache. It's just like, oh, there's medicine in my head, but it's also like
Oh
a
yeah.
manifestation of thoughts
Say
that
throbbing again.
throbbing.
Thank you.
Think
Thank you,
you
Daddy.
want? Yeah, there you go. So it's interesting because this you come pretty far and you still like simultaneously have to be okay with your progress and celebrate your wins, but also realize there's no such thing as a win. It's not a battle. It's a war, and eventually wars kind of have winners. I mean, I wouldn't say modern war as the best example of that, but like wars do have winners. Internal wars like this have winners, and I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win.
So would you call these things like purchase
I am winning.
soldiers?
Yeah, you got soldiers.
Pockets?
You got soldiers.
Yeah.
Basically, they're like
Yeah.
scouts. They're like scouts. They're scouting the inner workings of your body and brain, and like trying to figure out if this works for you. It's like in the game Stratego with the S pieces that you just send out to get blown up by bombs. I guess I don't know, but you're feeling it out, and I think one thing that separates where you're at and where I am, or where I was. I mean, because I don't think you're different from where I am. Because you seem to have a lot of good balance. You're very pleasant. You're a fucking very pleasant person. Doesn't mean we're always going to be pleasant to ourselves, but like not letting that inner unpleasantness, affect our ability to connect with people because we might need that connection. You never know when you really need it, right? That's me, anyways.
Right.
I'm like always reaching into the void for it, and I deserve it. I deserve it. I'm so happy.
Oh, happy. I'm a slug and I'm coming.
I'm a
into
slug
the
and I'm coming in the
void.
butthole. But basically, like,
Oh, well.
little wat. I would say that. I think where you're at is such a better starting point because it's more for. Well, you told me off mic, and we don't have to say it, but it's like not. It's not for directly for traditional. We'll say traditional, like down the line, clinical, like not situational depression, right? So it's a completely different matter, right? So it's like it's just interesting, right? I'll
It's kind
tackle.
of like you said. Yeah, I
Sorry, I
like
was
how you're
watching-
putting your hand there. So
I was
it's like
watching
slowly
a
off to the
football
side.
game that I gambled on while I'm talking about depressants. Yeah,
Depressment.
I would say it's definitely it can be a struggle all the time, but like, what isn't? Everything that's worth it is going to challenge you. I'm not gonna say everything that's worth it is a horrible struggle. I'm not a fucking masochist. I mean, I maybe not by intent, maybe by behaviors. I have been in the past, or maybe I will be, or continue to be. I don't know, but like, I'm not intentionally. Like, those intentional masochists, like they lean into it. It's not like one or two hobbies that turn into habits kind of thing, but like, no, whatever the path is, I'm going to take the path that gives me pain every time. No, not that. Especially once I learn more about shit. But like, I don't think you have as much to learn about the process that you don't already sense. But like, Daddy's here for questioning, like all the time. Like, I feel now that you've entered this realm a little bit, like you are in my world. Like, I'm happy to share information with you, the audience. So if you have a question that you want like explained, or like get our input or feelings about, or hypotheses, whatever you want, or just talk bullshit about, like email us where?
DegenerateNation@gmail.com.
Yes, or where can they tweet?
You can tweet at Degenerate Show.
Tag Daddy.
Yes, Daddy.
Daddy likes. Oh.
Daddy, can I take this with other foods? What kind of foods? Can I take it with sexy foods?
Sexy
Like
foods,
pudding?
like plantains and pudding.
Plantains, eggplants,
Creamy plantain and pudding.
long cucumbers.
Long cucumbers, just big dongers.
Have you ever seen those birdhouse gourd plants? I have one
Wait,
growing.
what
and
is
they,
it?
like
How-
bumps it. It's like two bumps, and it's like, oh, that could be such a butt plug.
Are they extra bulbous? Like
Yes. They have two bulbs.
Like if you took a
One for each.
kidney bean and filled it full of cum and rigid bones, and then you tilted it, so it
Exactly,
had like
yeah.
Peronis, like a kidney bean with
Like-
Peronis. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I wish I could do that with a friend. Do they have double-sided butt plugs?
I mean, I feel like if the antidepressant works, like you might consider butt plugs because it's a whole new world, right? It's not gonna completely change your life, but you might realize that you change your life, and there's actually some good opportunities in this world to make a change, make a difference. And honestly, medicine for a lot of people needs to be a tool. Not everyone that is struggling is going to need medicine, but like if you're not doing things actively like that are going to help you out, like, well, it's not a shortcut either. It's just like, and it's not a shortcut. It's not a cheat code. It's like a diet, right? If you eat less of something, that's bad. That's a good step, but you still can't like you maybe better is like exercising and then eating even less than that, adding the positive things. You have to add the positive things, and like the medicine itself isn't necessarily like that positive thing. It's just like, hey, I'm doing something, and something leads to more something. It has to lead to more something because that's how you build it. It's designed to not be like
cure-all. A teeter-totter.
Teeter-totter, baby. Woo! It's designed to be not a cure-all. It's designed to be a tool to live a life when it was tough to get started on things. It's like, okay, with like ADD, like this medication, one thing I take is intuitive. Again, we're not advocating for individual medications or even medication in general. It's just telling what it's like. For me, for that particular one, it's like it wasn't crack or whatever. It didn't have like a stimulant effect. It's more like a little less cloudy is just enough. Like even that 5, 10, 15% for me is like humongous because I found I'm pretty fucking capable in ways that in the margins. It's the margins, like the things that get in my way especially as a creative person, that I'm never going to control the outcome. I can only control what I put into something. I don't control what I get out of it, what others get out of it. If anybody gets off at all, I want everyone to get off. We're slugs. We're all coming. That's the goal. However, Wendy, what do we control with our creative endeavors? With the show, with writing, with poetry, with music? What do we control?
I don't know, because I like to let go of control. That's my goal.
Right. We control nothing, and it's all about letting go. Let it go. Let it go. We got to fill our hole that God or someone gave us. We got to fill it today. Don't just use medicine, although it may be numbing and wonderful. It's still just a tool, and it's not the solution. It's just a tool, so don't be a tool and just rely on one thing. You have to work out. You have to. I mean, okay, let's go to working out real quick, Wendy. This is
okay.
Okay, so name a couple exercises. Just throw them out there.
Walking.
Everyone, if you don't like to walk, find a thing that you can pair it with, and just, if it's a pet, is it listen to music? There's a one or two friends that you call? Do you check on a business? You talk to your financial provider, not provider. Yes, Daddy.
Excuse me. I'm gonna walk to my financial provider today. Yes, Daddy. I would like to order 5 stocks of what's this stuff called again? Venlax.
I'm in financial advisor, but I'm in financial
Uh,
advisor, but I'm really dumb. So, no, I'm very. You turn the mic on. I don't shut up. I'm very dumb. Swimming. There you go. So walking, swimming is great. You don't have to be a good swimmer. You can be a horrible swimmer.
You just need to stay above the air so you can get some air once in a while.
Yeah, 100%. No, you need to. So it's like you need to really find that balance. It's like, why are you doing this? You're doing it to feel better. Like,
are you drowning? No. This is how I swim. This is how I look.
That's true. Okay. So if you're horrible, tell the lifeguard or like wear some floaties or some shit.
Yeah. Floaty wings. I love floaty wings.
Oh yeah.
I love pool noodles.
Pool noodles.
Oh yes. Okay. How about boxing?
Boxing is amazing. I would recommend working your way up to doing it and finding a reason for someone to fight.
What are good things to punch while you're getting into boxing? Where do you start? I mean, you don't want to hit a tree. That's not productive.
No, why are you hitting trees?
You don't want to hit cars. Dumpsters.
Dumpsters. Just punch. Strap a pillow. Strap like 3 pillows to a dumpster. That's a good way to do it.
How about gray mattresses? Can we hang gray mattresses out of
Oh,
dumpsters?
dude, you gotta. Here's the thing: you want to help the homeless, buy out their mattresses, spray the cum off, and just like fucking come and piss whatever else is on there. Because sometimes when you squirt, you pee a little. There's a little pee in squirt. I've heard. I don't know. I don't know anything about
There's
squirt.
common pee, yes. Yes, if
I
there's
need to,
something
I need
you
to
should
ask
wear,
I need to
if
ask
you don't
JoJo,
ejaculate when
my
you're
buddy Joe. I
it,
need to
you know,
ask him about squirting because he's like, oh, he would talk about having a squirter, not squirting in general, but quote unquote my squirter, and it's like, man,
no,
I don't know what
no,
to think of that.
no, that's pee. That's pee.
Is it all pee?
Sometimes men will actually ejaculate, but they won't like come out of their wiener. They'll reverse ejaculate, goes into their bladder.
Wait, how?
Yep. Yep.
Hey, if you had to
It's
ask,
rare.
if ever a woman, first off, if ever a woman tells you something about sex and your question is what or how, the joke's on you, brother. fucking
The tubes go both
fucking
ways.
joke is on you.
That's just like doing a U-turn and going up a one-way street. Yep, but it happens. It's
Yeah,
rare, but it happens.
the fucking joke is
So
on
instead of like squirting, what do you call it, natural lubricants of the woman body, if we're squirting, we're peeing.
you all the time.
Yeah, we just can't hold our bladder.
But
when
isn't
we're
it like not all pee?
sure, whatever. If you want to believe that, fine. But it's pee.
Okay. Well, I'm not opposed to being pissed on in that context.
Your friend is being peed on. I hope he likes it.
He loves it. He wants it. He needs it.
Sticky sugar pee. Here it
Sticky
comes.
sugar pee. That's like a big hit for our Draw Guys. Band is gonna be. I don't think Luther would want that song, but I think it could be pretty good. Sticky
I'm
sugar
squirting
pee.
and I'm loving it.
I'm
Sticky,
squirting
sticky.
pee and I'm loving it.
I'm a slug and I'm coming pee.
I'm squirting because of the government. They
What other
provide
exercises can we
when
do?
daddy don't. They'll do the things to you that I won't. They'll
Rock
come
climbing.
all over you with their pee pee and poo. Rock
Yeah,
climbing?
I love it.
What?
Rock climbing.
Exercise? Yeah, no, that's a pass. Rock climbing is a very hard pass for me.
Okay.
I
How
tried
about
it
hiking?
once. So I went one time to like a gym for it. I was like, I'll be open minded, but like I know I'm gonna run into someone I dated there, not multiple people, but one person that went there, and I was like, this is probably the night that she goes. And I was like, I told my buddy ahead of time. I was like, dude, I don't particularly want to run into this person. However, it's probably gonna happen. So I don't care if you want to be like, hey, he's my boyfriend, he's moved on or something. I don't care at this point. Like, I just don't want to have an awkward interaction because I'm not strong enough because I ended that situation. But like, it's not like it was horrible. It's just like you have to have this weird, bizarre faith that there's something better out there for you, even if something's fine. But it's not like very, very good. You're like, this is kind of a big aspect of my life. Like at some point it has to be very, very good. Sometimes it can go down to fine when you have longevity together or whatever, and you didn't. One or both parties is like, oh, I'm a little different now, but this is fine. This is pretty good because your perspective changes, right? And you're like, you see these people that are miserable because they're the wrong people, and you're like, well, that's not me. the goalposts, Wendy, the goalposts get moved back, right? But the goalposts were right in my face at that point, and it's like, yeah, I saw that person. So it's like, but I didn't fall and break my head.
Hey, that's a win.
I'm pretty sure I shook the boyfriend's hand or something. I was like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. And I'm like, why did I need to do that?
Yeah, you should have went up to him and said, yes, daddy.
I'm like, hey, you're the daddy now, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
Now that she got you, you're the daddy.
Yeah, it's like, no, but I want it. It's like, oh, well, you see someone that seems a little happier. That's good. Like, that's great.
Yoga?
Yoga? Yeah, yoga is like, yoga is tough because some people, these activities, like, you should be doing a couple of them, right? Everyone has a different entry point, I think, to like exercise that's good for them. Entry wipe. I think that Everyone has a good entry, decent entry point. You just got to find it and stick it in.
Oh, yes, yes.
Entry point to
Perfect.
exercise, like so, it's like the barrier to entry, right? I'm gonna say that some people do have a higher barrier to entry, but find the thing that is that lowers it. That's that at least point where you can like penetrate it a little bit. Because we're all, in some ways in this world, we're all stuck like Pooh Bear in that tree, butt out, ass out, ready to boof our new medicine, right? But before you only go with medicine, or you only go with therapy, or you think that you can get by without either or doing any of these positive, constructive side things, right? It's like your mental health side piece is like swimming or boxing or like, anything like that. Something constructive that doesn't involve using another person to get that thing, because it's never going to be what you want if you have to use another person to extract that resource, that emotional blood.
So
Oh,
when Winnie the Pooh has his ass out of the honey tree, is there a small droplet of honey running down his butt crack?
I think he's squirting into his bladder at that point. I think that's what's happening because he's a man, right? I mean, Pooh doesn't have a dick that you know of, but like, he's a man. Pooh's a man. Did you hear that? We have technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
It was actually a cease and desist from Disney, but like
Oh man.
the public
When did they run everything?
the public domain kind of kicked in on.
Can we rant on Disney for a minute? I want to rip off
Yeah,
Disney
sure,
because
sure, go for it.
every darn station that I used to love in my darn TV says, due to a contract difficulty with Disney, this channel is temporarily unavailable. Please enjoy our.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Why are they in everything? Why is Disney in everything?
Disney is in everyone's honey jars, but like they're losing. They're gonna have these public domain situations where the stories that they bought are now in the public domain or always were, and you can. I'm not sure how it goes with Winnie the Pooh. I think that was like early 1910s, 1930s, not 1910s, 1930s. I want to say. So like
Yes, Daddy.
maybe the 40s. I don't know. Anyways, it's a long time ago, so like the public domain expired. It's 75 years, I believe. I don't think that's a change. So like you can make a great Gatsby, you can make the great Shatsby, and it could be like a fucking spoof of Gatsby. Like you can totally do that without any. You don't have to get permission because that I know of because look at all these. There was the Joker movie. It was a Batman like it's like a I don't know. It was not a trans Joker thing. It was like fuck. Was it LGBT Q plus A? I'm missing. I think I missed an acronym there. Sorry. They made like a fan version of a Joker movie, basically, and it's like you can just do that. So like, what's something in the public domain that you could just take, and it's like all these Shakespeare adaptations, right? Um, yeah. What's that kitty doing to you? Jesus.
I don't know. I think we're doing kitty yoga. I just need to take
I just,
my clothes off.
yeah.
I have an issue here in this
I think
kitchen.
those pills are kicking in. You got any questions for Daddy?
Daddy, what do I do, Daddy? I forgot how to take off my shirt. Stop. Stop.
Well, you're not boofing those things properly.
I took it the wrong
You took a what? Dad,
At least halfway out.
it's
Yeah,
halfway.
I got it. Yes, Daddy.
So what do you want to know about this process like that I haven't covered yet?
So I know I'm supposed to take it in the morning, but I can't take it now because it's supposed to keep me awake.
It keeps you awake. Yeah, take it with food. Make sure you take it within an hour, maybe of each other. I mean, you're more regular with hours than me because you have animals that are like might keep different hours than the other animals, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's going to be helpful because you're a little more like structured.
Okay. So I will let the chicken out in the morning. Do I have to keep my pills in the chicken coop?
Yeah, definitely boof antidepressants and chicken coop.
Can I do it right after I take my morning dump on my bed now? pickle pan.
Yeah, if you're dumping in the pickle bucket, it's a good time to take down your pills. You know.
Okay. All right. I'll make it like a little habit, and then no one will miss anything.
Miss anything? You miss any days or anything like that?
No, no, no. I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to be late.
You
Then I'm
need
really in trouble.
you need to set a boof alarm.
If you are pregnant, plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding, talk with your doctor. What am I gonna do with daddy?
Wait, question.
Breastfeed?
There's a little syntax missed there, or a little
Okay.
context. Like, are you breastfeeding if you like to feed off women that are or were nursing?
Oh, yes.
Huh?
What if I breastfeed recreationally? What do I
What if
do?
you're a recreational breastfeeder, as in you feed off recreationally, like say like you're in a bind, like we'll say the end of Grapes of Wrath, where he's just like eating breast milk because her kid's like, I think the kid was like dead or something, and it was like this
Oh
guy's
man.
starving and he's eating this breast milk and it's the last fucking page of the book and you're like, holy shit, this is awesome. I was like, this is so intense, and I wonder if this happened ever in the world.
Can I
And
make an app for that? Like
there's an app
random,
for
like breast, and there's a male with breast around, and you can start getting on like Pokemon Go, like breastfeed Go, and
breastfeed
then
go. How
see your
about
little
wet,
boo here.
wet, wet breasts in your area? Wet milk or milkers?
Yeah, yeah,
Milker,
yeah.
Milkr.
Maker, yes, yes. I
Yeah.
can I upload. You can upload pics, right, and then get them up.
Okay, so it starts off like there's an evolution of it, right? Like it's got to like start off with, it's just like a Craigslist style fucking thing, right? But I definitely feel that the further evolution is that you can rate or choose breasts or not choose them, and it has an OnlyFans element, only milk type of thing, and like, man, we're geniuses.
It's like I'm like when
Hold-
when you picked up the car, the order from point A to point B, you can nurse.
yeah, or we could have this is a curder type of element to it, like curding.
Curder, like as in you're making cheese with curds. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm just fucking. I just don't have enough breast milk in my life, and it's just a ploy. It's just everything is just a
No,
ploy to
that's
get to.
that's
We did 390 whatever episodes just to get to this point where we created this lucrative milking app. Do you know any developers? I do know one.
okay. I'm going to go right down to the Mall of America, and I'm going to find the best ass titties you ever saw. Oh my god, this is going to be great. You get the coder, Daddy. I'll get the titties.
You get the milk?
I got the milk.
Oh yeah.
Deal?
That's a fucking deal. Bet.